Hi Soul Fam, welcome back to this channel where we do tarot card readings every single Monday. If we haven't met before, my name is Frances. Welcome, or if you're here every week, welcome back. I'm so happy to be connected with you. As always, we are working with the Four Noble Tarot deck. This deck I created in conjunction with the artist who hand illustrated everything. Her name is Haley and she runs Old Soul Studio. She is incredible. So make sure you check her out. But yeah, this is such a labor of love that I just feel so honored to get to work with every day, to get to share with you. If you are interested in purchasing this deck, which also comes with a guidebook, you can do so in the description box below. US shipping is free, and international shipping, you can receive this deck. Just I ask that you order through Etsy because it makes that shipping process a little bit easier. This deck also comes with my Intro to Tarot online course, so if you're looking to work with the cards yourself, it's a really beautiful way to learn how to read tarot cards intuitively, as well as along with the descriptions that come in the guidebook. So again, all of that info is in the description box. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for your new tarot card readings every Monday. And now let's connect energy and dive in. Feel free to close your eyes, or you can just watch. Working in the light and the highest for everyone here's greatest good and deepest understanding at this time. Keeping my energy on, cleansed and protected, and theirs as well. Welcoming in my spiritual team and each and every person who is here watching the day this was released or any time thereafter, welcoming their team forward, knowing this video found you at exactly the right time. Good. All right. What do we need to know this week or whenever you are receiving this video? I'm gonna hover my hands. If you are watching this video this week, you may know that we had a really big astrological event this past weekend. Pluto changed signs, meaning that we have this cycle that we've been in, just focusing, is now complete. So a lot of change, transformation. And for ourselves in our own lives, but also on a collective scale. You've heard me say this a lot of times before. I am not an astrologer, but oftentimes astrological events do come through during tarot card readings because obviously everything is energy. So if you are interested in learning more about that, do a quick Google search. Just put January 20th Pluto. It's all going to come up for you. But again, we're likely, from what I've learned, going to start seeing some really big shifts on personal level, but also on a collective level as well. So kind of like challenging systems and all kinds of fun stuff. So just knowing that that did happen with astrological shifts, sometimes we feel it a lot, sometimes we don't feel anything. It also really depends on like where the Pluto placement is in your chart, where these signs are, and how it affects you personally. So I never want anyone to also feel like I have to do this crazy ritual or like, oh no, I missed it. You didn't. Likely, if it affected you a lot, you felt it. And if it didn't, you didn't. And that's great as well. So just take it as it comes. But again, I always like to mention when these things are happening because energy shifts, changes, and especially this one, we're going to probably start seeing some changes in society as well. Of course, slow and steady. We're not going to see it all this week, I don't think. We'll see what the cards say. But I always just like to point that out. Okay, so now into our cards. We have a single card and two cards to start. So first card here, I love this for us. Thanks, teams. So first card here, we have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords, this is the rest card. She's literally just like taking a nap on a cloud, right? So this week, being really mindful of your energy levels, being really mindful of when you might need to take a break, and knowing that rest is restorative, therefore rest is productive. We don't want to rest with the intention of like, this is going to increase my productivity. No, we want to we want to rest with the intention of resting, of recharging, of restoring. It's really important. So maybe this week, even if you can, if you're planning this week, if you're at the beginning, like if you're watching this on Monday at the beginning of the week, maybe you want to actually put some of this on your calendar. Like, okay, on Wednesday evening, I'm going to I don't know, whatever it is, or on Thursday at lunch, I'm taking a nap, or, whatever rest means to you, knowing this week, not only is it important that you are prioritizing it and like getting it on the calendar, but number two, that the intention behind it is pure and not worrying that you are wasting time. Really, this is for you to recharge, so that you can keep going, right? If you're thinking about a battery or even a light bulb, right? Like we have to turn it off in order for it to last as long as it possibly can, right? Or the battery, we have to plug it in. We have to, or like a phone, right? We have to plug it in to recharge it, or we have to change the battery, whatever analogy here you want to use. But knowing this week, making time for rest is going to be really, really important. So please, if you're feeling tired, or maybe even if you're not, I'm also hearing like check in with like your burnout levels. So check in with your energy levels. This card is asking you to take a minute to be like, hey, like, okay, how am I feeling? How's my energy? How's my everything? And what do I need to do for myself this week? Making sure that you're taking time for it, likely knowing that some rest, some doing nothing, or some restorative practices are what your body is asking for. But the first step to that is actually doing the check-in. Okay, so super important this week. You might not be feeling it quite yet if you're watching this towards the beginning of the week, but please just keep this in the back of your mind, and or plan some of this in for your week. Even if it's 5 minutes to enjoy your coffee in the morning without checking emails or running around, right? Just think about how this applies to you, but knowing it's really important. And remember, rest is restorative. That's the word, right? And so rest, right? Restorative rest. And we have to do that in order to be able to keep going. So you are not wasting time. All right. And I'm even hearing like a little bit of preemptive rest. I feel like things energetically are going to keep picking up. We want to be able to attack that. Like it's almost like we want to have had a good night's sleep so that we can charge the day that's coming. If we're expanding that out wider, we want to make sure that our energy is in a good state so that whatever energy that's to come, that's picking up, we're like ready to tackle it instead of being swept up by it. That came up a little bit last week as well. So again, this week, rest, very important. And then the final piece here, this has also been coming up for this group. You see the top, that dove with the olive branch. This is representing peace. So obviously in your rest state, we want to be feeling peace as well. But also this card is asking you to protect your peace. So if things out here are feeling really busy, it's like, by drawing the curtains, closing the door, I need to be in my own space in order to protect my peace. So being mindful of where you're going to need to or want to protect your peace this week as well. Okay, cool. Okay, then we have these two cards here. Ooh, I love it. Okay, the Sun, and the Knight of Swords. I'm going to read these in a second, but it's really, I was going to say funny. It is a little bit funny because it's so, there's so many patterns, but it's very interesting for this group who is here. And we get repeat messaging. Now, that's not because all the cards say the same thing. There's 78 cards in the tarot deck. Trust me, they all say something different. And it's also not because you're not doing it, right? When we get repeat guidance, it doesn't mean that you're getting it because you're not doing it. It's repeat guidance to remind you to keep doing what you're doing. Or if you're not doing it, being honest with yourself about that. But most of us, we do take the guidance. We do implement it. But we have to be reminded to keep at it, right? So I preface that because these two cards are essentially telling us to continue doing what lights us up. We get that guidance a lot. This first card, though, is the Sun. The Sun is the warmth, the growth, the joy. So, and then I'll read this card and I'll bring them together. We have the Knight of Swords here. This is action. It's kind of a youthful naivete card. This energy of act before you think, safely, of course, in safe situations. But that's going to contribute to your continued transformation and evolution. Is like, I'm just going to act on my, I don't want to say impulse, but on my intuition. I'm going to act on what brings me joy, what makes me feel warm like the sun. I'm going to go for it without questioning it too much, without trying to make too much sense of it, because I know that it's going to nourish me. It's going to help me grow. Whether this action I take is something I want to do again, or I do it once and I'm like, I'm good. That is both really important information, right? I did it, I liked it, I want more. I did it, I didn't like it, I'm good. Now it's out of my energy, clearing that space to make space for something new. So this week, in addition to your rest, it's almost like we're balancing this like go, go, go with rest, 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 right? So we want to make sure that you are taking care of your energy so that you can, number one, hear your intuitive space, hear your heart space, honor what feels warm and good and nourishing to you, right? Because if we're not rested, we tend to get in the headspace. We tend to get super anxious and we're just trying to make it through, right? We're not listening to our bodies. We're not honoring our needs. We're just like, I just got to get through today, right? So we don't want to be in that. That's why the rest is so important, so that we can actually listen to our bodies and hear what our intuition is telling us. And then also, we're in right rest as well as action, right? So it's like, oh, I'm rested, like I'm ready to rock. Let's go. Let's go. What sounds fun today? What sounds like it's going to nourish me today? What's going to light me up today? What's going to bring warmth today? What's going to nurture my soul today? Cool, let's do it, right? I got the energy, I got the time, let's go. Not letting your brain or your energy levels, oh, I'm too tired, I'll do it next week. Rest, right? Charge that battery so that you have the energy in order to do the things that make you feel like the sun is shining upon you, that nourish you, that nurture you. When we think about the sun, right, it's this very radiant, life-giving energy. So even in your life, like two ways this is coming through. One, what makes you feel like you are receiving from the sun, right? That warmth, that expansion. And two, what makes you feel as though you are the sun? As though you feel so joyful, so purposeful, so happy, so peaceful, so whatever the beautiful feeling is, that you are radiating and shining so brightly. Shining from that heart space, this feels good. I don't have to overthink it. I can just go for it. I can just move. I can just act. I can just decide because I feel good. I'm taking care of myself. I'm honoring my needs and my desires. I'm doing what makes me feel good so that I can shine my light out as well and take purposeful action forward. Be that things that I'm going to continue or be that things that I'm not, I'm still taking action. And that means I am moving down my path, right? So this week, again, we're focusing on the balance between rest and action. Your rest should be charging you up, and your action should be also charging you up in its own way, right? It's like making you feel like that beautiful glowy sun, right? And again, the Knight of Swords, it's very important that we remember this is the card of not letting the brain get in the way. This is intuitive action forward. Act before you think, of course, in a safe way. Please take care of yourself. Make sure that your safety needs and your physical needs and everything are met. But if it feels good and it's safe, I have to say that, if it feels good and it's safe, do it. Right? And don't put it off next week. That's why, again, I'm going to highlight again, the rest is important. So you're like, I have the energy to do this. Let's go. Right? And likely, whatever it is that you're doing, be it really huge things or not so big things, it's actually going to re-energize you as well. So the intention here is both of these cards, Four of Swords and Knight of Swords, are actually bringing you into a state of warmth from the sun. You are receiving from the world around you, picking and choosing what is shining light and nourishing you so that you can shine that light back out and literally exist in an energy of brightness, of shininess, which brings us to the last point. Please don't dim your light this week. Please don't let the inner critic win. Please don't play small. This is not the week for that. We are charging up and taking action so that you can be the sun, so that you can shine so brightly. If you are bright for other people, too bright for other people, they need to get some sunglasses or look away. You're not like, oops, sorry. Imagine if the sun didn't shine in all of its glory. Literally the earth would die, right? Like we need the sun. So we need your sun. We need your light. Please don't dim it down and don't let the inner critic win. Spend some time recharging and not overthinking so you can be in all your radiance. Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ooh, I feel energized. Okay, team, are there any other cards or is this where we're focusing? They're saying some action. So this was, okay, like holistic. I think we do have some action steps in here mentally, but, and like energetically, but let's see if there's any like action steps this week to do, anything to do. This is what to know. What do we need to do, if any? So we know rest. They're coming back to Four of Swords, rest. And then the action card. So act before you think safely. Okay, one more. How is that possible? You guys, I am tripping out. Did I mix obviously I have a lot of these decks. Did I mix them up? I am so happy we're freaking recording now because there is no way I could make this up. What? Can you see both of these cards? Hello, Four of Swords. Hello, Four of Swords. What? I literally don't even have words. Okay, so rest, take care of yourself, protect your peace. Like, okay, I mean, we hear you. How did this happen? How did this happen? I have to like, am I counting these cards? Like, how did this happen? I don't have words. I'm just going to be sitting here in silence. So I guess they really, really want us focusing on the rest piece and the protecting our peace. I don't know how this happened, but okay, that is where we are. So 2 Four of Swords, super amplifying. Rest, take care of yourself. You're not wasting your time. It's so important to recharge. So important to recharge. They keep showing me like a phone, like an iPhone. Like if you don't plug it in, it's going to die, right? Dramatic example if we're applying that to humans, but you have to recharge and rest. I don't know why. I don't know if we'll ever know why. Super important this week, so much so that somehow there are 2 of the same. I'm shook. But we're going to leave it at that. So, anyways, thank you for being here. Have an amazing week. Rest, protect your peace, shine like the sun, have some fun with that Knight of Swords card. I'm sending so much love and light to you. If you feel called to donate to what I call the love jar, I will leave my PayPal donation link below. That allows me to show up with energy for you every single week. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I see your names. I send you so much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. If you receive something from this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That helps me out a lot. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, share it with a friend who you think would love it. I'm sending so much love and light to you. I can't wait to hear how you shine your light. Please feel free to leave how this resonated with you in the comments below, and I will see you again next Monday.